aka people of Detroit. We wanna put people on. You know what I'm saying? We wanna get the world to know more about Detroit.
Well, what makes us different at the pod is that we want to have real stories by real people and it displaying real triumphs. At the end of the day, in Detroit, one thing we know how to do is hustle harder.
Today, I just want to share with you all what soap I'm using from Natural Nation. It is the mango soap. And I'm about to keep this hitting on because it's about to be lit.
Yo. Y'all already know what it is. This your boy, Sir LA.
And it's me, your girl, Dahlia.
And y'all in here rocking with the pod, aka the people of Detroit.
Let's get it.
And y'all already know how we do. We back in here with another episode and another special guest for sure. Now this individual is very special, you know what I'm saying, to the sneaker community, and he's a legend.
Oh,
and,
he talks my head off about you.
I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? He is owner of one of the largest Jordan shoe collections to ever exist, from samples to PEs, anything you can think of, even shoes from 85, 86. He literally has these. He has literally the best collection ever. Now, I'm not downplaying people out there because there's people out there with thousands of shoes, but it's nothing like having the original thing. Like, he literally went to the store, bought these shoes in a time where you can just go get them like it was nothing. And for him to be almost 1,500 pairs in is amazing. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, you know what I'm saying, I want to introduce Mr. Rock Don't Stock. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Jumpman Bostic in the building. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. We appreciate you for coming through.
Welcome.
Appreciate it.
Yes.
The invite.
No, all day. So, you know, we typically start off by asking our guests now, early on, was it anything that you wanted to do growing up that you, like, nothing you do now? Let's just forget about what you have done or did. Is there any aspirations you had growing up that you wanted to do that you never did, I should say?
Professional baseball.
Professional baseball.
Okay.
And see, people will see you collecting Jordans.
I think you wanted to play basketball.
Now don't get it twisted now. He still was a hooper.
Oh, I ball.
You know what I'm saying? But, you know, in high school, he played multiple sports, football, baseball, and basketball. And baseball was his main sport at that time. So it's interesting to hear that, because a lot of people would just assume you would just group you in with basketball. Like, oh, he always wanted to do that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's dope to know. That's dope to know. Like, you know.
Where did that change for you, that course?
When I started dunking. When I started dunking the basketball, baseball was over.
That's a different type of energy.
Yes.
Right.
It's a different feeling you get from the crowd, you know, and baseball was good. I was a center fielder. I was a pitcher, high school All-American, all that.
Very dope.
Nice.
But once I started dunking,
you like, oh, I gotta do this.
Got it.
There's like 12 girls over there yelling when I just did this. I gotta keep doing it.
Yes, that's mainly what it was.
Right.
That crowd appeal.
I want to know what side of town you from.
Yes. What hood made Jumpman Bostic?
Now, see, I'm not even from the city.
Right. Now, that's the thing. I know that you know, but you still associate, but I'll let you carry on.
Most people think I'm from Chicago.
Interesting.
Since I collect Jordans. Mm-hmm. Back in the day, you know, the Pistons and the Bulls didn't get along, right?
Right.
But I grew up in Ann Arbor.
Interesting. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm I-94 West.
You're still a cousin to the city.
No,
see, I've been in the city almost 30 years now, 'cause I'm a retired police officer.
Yeah, yeah.
Almost lost my life on the job. Almost lost my leg.
Yeah,
I have a prosthetic knee. I've been through 2 replacements so far. The first one, it got infected. They almost had to amputate it. So it's a long history with me, with jobs, being in the city. Now I work with FedEx, and I see Mr. Sir out there.
right. We run into each other all the time.
He came up on me one day, and I'm always humbled by people who recognize me, because I just feel as though I'm just a normal person.
Right.
You know, and then I sit in my basement, I look around and say, nah, you're not normal.
It's a different type of level of dedication and, we'll say, obsession to collect what you collected. So I think that's pretty dope.
And like you said, I wear mine. I don't, you know, my samples, I'm wearing the Drakes today, the 8s.
Yeah, I was about to say, you got the OVO 8s on. I was going to point that out, too.
I wear my shoes no matter what they are.
Yes.
You know,
now, it is 2 pairs of shoes in your collection you don't wear.
Yes.
And that is the Flu Games, the 14s, and it's one more pair. I think it's some Ray Allens.
Last Shot 14s.
Is it? And it's some Ray Allens?
Nope, that's the only pair.
Okay, that's the only pair.
That's
I thought it was
pair.
2.
It's just one pair.
Okay, so out of the almost 1,500 pairs of shoes he has, the Last Shot, Michael Jordan 14s.
Yes.
Don't get touched.
I bought 2 pair of those. One I wear, one I'll never wear, because I didn't think he was going to come back again and play with the Wizards.
Got you.
So, now the other pair, you are correct, it's a Ray Allen, but it's a size 12. That's autographed.
Okay, that makes sense.
I specifically got it autographed so I wouldn't wear it.
Nice. Because don't you got some autographed 14s too? Or
Eddie Jones.
Yes.
When he was with the Grizzlies, and I have this 13s autographed when he was with the Miami Heat.
That's super.
So I have a
That's
number.
That's fire.
That's
I
crazy.
have a number of shoes that's autographs from Rip Hamilton's.
Oh, that's cool.
I can call him right now and he'll answer the phone. I'm cool with that. Joe. It's just unreal, the people that I've met.
From the love of shoes.
Collect the shoes.
And Fat Joe is definitely a shoe collector.
No, facts.
Like, we know this.
He's the king. I don't care what nobody says. He's the king.
You know, I have a different level of respect for any people that lick shoes. And
Right, because he like, they so new. Look, I remember him doing that. But Joe's
I've never done that. That's his thing.
Jumpman like, I wear my shoes. I don't know about all that.
I'm not doing the licking thing. But I do have a pair of his Terror Squad,
Nice.
8s.
Nice.
And he had me on his live one day, and I just couldn't believe it. And that just went viral with me being on there. And I
shout out Fat Joe. Yeah, shout out TS.
Just recognizing a regular person out here. Yeah. I'm not a professional athlete. I'm not an entertainer. I work hard.
But you're fresh, brother.
Right. All day. Like, ladies and gentlemen, listen. The individual that we have on today, I don't think y'all understand the gravity of who this person is, because he is dedicated to what he does. Not only does he collect shoes, Jordans, you just started getting KDs a few years ago.
You got it.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. But it's always been MJ, and he has clothes that go with shoes, like literally
novelty items.
He has Jordan boots.
You can start
sandals,
your own museum.
Like, he don't.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah, it's like he not just, I need the numbers, or I need the retros, the 1 through 4. I just want those. Like, no, I want it all. Like, I am a fan. You know what I'm saying? And I know that you are extra close to MJ because you was born 2 days before him.
Oh, wow. Man, you know it all.
You know what I'm saying? Wild. On some crazy stuff.
That's
you know
how
what I'm saying?
Crazy it is. You know, we were in college at the same time.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I was at the University of San Diego, and of course he was at North Carolina. He left early to go to the NBA. I was still in college. So
right.
Me and
in
my
San Diego,
would,
right?
Yep. Me and my roommate would run home and watch him in college, and then when he left college, went to the pro. We were an Adidas school.
Oh,
so
yep. So that's all y'all Adidas. Wore. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So when the 85s came out, that I still have to this day, and I wear them January 1st of every year.
That's so awesome.
They're still wearable.
My goodness.
Nice. Almost 37 yees later.
That's just crazy.
And I had to sneak and wear those because we were in Adidas school. So I couldn't wait for my senior year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and at the end of 86, you know, I could just wear them freely. I was no longer associated with the Adidas stigma.
Now, you know, I heard the little mumble there. I could definitely see you with a Jordan museum.
Yes, that's my ultimate goal.
100%.
I mean, and you got so many possibilities. You could have it as a standalone. You could have a mobile museum in a truck. You could do some crazy things.
Yes.
No, that's
You could do some crazy things and go on tour with it. Look, listen, I'm a business major. We could do this all day.
Yeah, like she be on it when it comes to that business. I ain't gonna lie. So, you know, of course, you know, after the day,
don't throw it up in the air.
you know, we can be in touch and just, you know, connect and everything makes sense. We just make it happen for sure.
I have a question for you.
Sounds good.
What is if off the top of your head, because I know you've probably been in different situations, but the most unique or thing that you deem incredible that happened from you collecting shoes, like an invite you might have received?
Well,
what room did it put you in?
Well, I was at my house. And I was on Instagram, and I thought I was chatting with Marcus Jordan's assistant. But I was chatting with Marcus Jordan. He was asking me what size shoe do I wear. I said, I wear a 14 or a 13. He said, which one do you prefer? I said, 14. That fits me better. He said, well, okay, I got that. But I'm going to send you another one that's a 13. Okay, I said, okay. But I thought I was chatting with his boy Ali. Okay. But it was Marcus. And he sent me the Trophy Room 5s. I don't know if you looked those up.
Wow.
But the red one is Friends and Family.
Right. Yep. Those well, I know some ones came out as well. But I know you're talking about
I just got the ones. Somebody sent me the ones out the blue.
Wow.
For my 60th birthday. I did a video on. They told me to do an unboxing video. I still don't know who sent me those.
That's crazy.
An angel gift.
It could have been Marcus.
I don't know who it is. Nobody's never stepped forward, but those two, the Trophy Room 5s, the red ones are so rare. They're $10,000 right now. You know, and I've worn them. People say, you crazy for wearing them. You crazy. I've worn them like 4 times. I wear them because they're supposed to be worn. Yeah, and there's a blue pair that were released to the public.
Oh, okay.
So there's a blue pair that was the GR, and then there's a Friends and Family.
See, but what people fail to realize with having like hundreds of shoes, once he put the pair on, he's not going to wear that pair again for another year, 2 years.
Or 2 or 3.
You know what I'm saying? It's just a simple fact, like he don't want to be just putting this one section on when it's all these over here. Let me spread it out. Let me do this. I may come back to this section next year. Then we can go from there.
You can literally change your shoes 3 times a day if you want to.
And I do sometimes.
He not really devaluing the shoe like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's worn so much. And I don't know if it's I think it was you when you used to stock your shoes in the plastic boxes. You used to put a towel on top to keep them from deteriorating over time, right?
Yes, the box and the paper makes your shoes
like dry rot.
Oxidized. That's the word I was looking for. That's the word I was looking for.
Dry rot. So I started wrapping them in towels, and that preserved them.
Yeah.
Along with wearing them. Now, if you just put them in there and you don't wear them, the glue is gonna set. It's gonna get hard, and when you start walking, then you're gonna see your soles behind you.
Yep.
You got the more you wear them, the longer your shoes will wear. Like I have shoes from 2006 all the way down to 85. Some of them I can still wear because I've worn them from the time that I bought them. And people who didn't wear them try to put them on 10, 12 years later, they cracked them.
Facts.
That glue will settle on you, and once
it
does that, it's over.
And then that heel gonna start clapping like this.
Start talking to
and you can't do nothing about it. You're just gonna be like, well.
Well, you devalued the shoe just from that, so you're better off just wearing them.
It's better off wearing them. And I'm the same way. You know, I got a nice collection myself. It's not like you, of course, but you know, I try to wear all my everything. Like I don't want one to sit, you know, and you know, I got all type of shoes and Jordans, and so I try to okay, I ain't wear them in about a month, 2 months. Let me put them on. Let me do this, and then over time, it's like when I look at my shoes, they all still in good condition because I wear them all the time. They getting used, you know what I'm saying? So no, I totally agree with that. You know. Switching up and wearing every single shoe, but hey, to each his own when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? To each his own.
Yeah, I know people who just collect them and like to showcase them and don't wear them, or they'll buy one, stock one, rock one, things like that.
Right.
Yeah,
I just try to buy one But with these 8s coming out, my all-time favorite shoe, the playoff
8s, I knew
with the red pull tab. These haven't been out since '93. Now the shoe has been retro, but it's been retro with a black pull tab.
So now we're having the red.
Now we have the original coming out, and I have the original from '93. So now, of course, it's unwearable. It's falling apart, but these I need 4 pair.
Right.
I'm planning on 4 pair.
I mean, one thing I noticed about you, Jumpman, is like you always been humble. You've always respected what people do. You've never been that type of guy to get online and blast people about their shoe collection or how they do things. It's like you just do you. Right. And I think, growing up, I know, your mom and dad played a pivotal part in your life. Your dad, World War II veteran, Purple Heart.
Yes, sir.
Purple Heart, saved people. He was down, and he's, what I'm saying? So salute to your pops for sure, 100%.
And then you were an officer, so look at that.
Facts.
Yes.
And I know, early on during your high school going into college, because you was at San Diego State, correct?
University of San Diego.
University of San Diego, excuse me. So I know you played there, and I know you were really on the basketball. After baseball, you like, no, I'm dunking now, I'm doing this. So you really went far, honestly, what I'm saying, with the basketball career, because in college you were able to win a championship.
We won the first one in the school history.
Yes, against John Stockton, by the way.
And I had to pat one of his shots to win the game.
Yes. So, what I'm saying, that's legendary.
Yes.
And I know that it's like, I think you wanted to be in the NBA route, but it wasn't a big deal if it didn't happen. That's how it comes off to me. Like, okay, because I know you had the chance with the New Jersey Nets.
Yes.
You went.
Not really a chance though.
It was. I know, right? Because it was so many people there. It was so many people there. It was like, damn, like
how you gonna see
everybody dunking?
How you gonna see me though? You got 5 courts going. The coach is up on a scaffold looking down, and for one person to go to training camp, and there's 500 of us there.
500.
But luckily, I got seen by a scout in Mexico.
Right, and you went and played semi-pro.
I played semi-pro there. And my mom, she had a heart attack, and basketball was done for me. I came back home, and I started with the police department.
You applied for the sheriff department first,
I worked there first. Yep.
And then
I applied for both. The sheriff department hired me first. Then DPD came along.
And that was 96?
Yep, 96. And I wanted to stay with the sheriff's department. But I would have had to wait 5 years to go through their academy. So I was already 31 years old.
You like, damn.
You was getting in there faster. It was a faster track.
So it was faster track
that made sense, though.
So I went over to Detroit. But I liked the sheriff's department. But I just didn't want to wait those 5 years to go through their academy.
No, I already know. Well, I mean, us touching bases about, you being a former officer, we do appreciate you doing that, what I'm saying, and serving our community and everything of that nature for sure. I'm going to ask you a name. Now, what does this name mean to you? Orlando Vesey.
That is my brother. He's the one who gave me the name.
Jumpman Bostic. Right.
That's fire.
And you was 100 pairs in at this point when he gave that name, right?
Yes. Yes, I was 100 pairs in. And I'm going to tell you another story. And he knows about this too. I was married, and my wife cheated with my partner on the force.
Oh wow!
I walked in, and I could have did both of them.
Oh, you in them together?
Or I could have walked out.
That's ill.
I'm familiar with this story too. I chose to walk out. She got 100 pair of my shoes. All of my autograph. Jordan memorabilia, my jersey, basketball, baseball, anything I had autographed, right? She's trying to break me down to the very last compound.
Because she was wrong.
And that only happened because she went first, right?
She filed for divorce first. Because I didn't want to do it. I still love that woman. Which was crazy.
I get it.
Crazy.
I understand totally, man. Sometimes you just like, all right, I get it. This may have been the first big thing we went through. I'm not just about to just let it go. Let's just see what happens, and if it don't, then we can go from that point. But no, yeah, that was crazy, man. Like,
O was a rock for me, man. O, to this day, O was my guy.
Nice.
He's been there from then to now. We talk about it from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he say, well, you know, Karma got my man who she messed with. He passed away. That's Karma.
Wow.
And Karma got her too with some stuff she did. So
I'm curious
I didn't
as to
have to
how
do
much
nothing.
of that stuff she actually still has.
I don't think she kept any. I think she gave it to whoever that got my partner. That's who I think she gave it to.
That's crazy, man. Like,
or she threw it away, or I don't know. I haven't even talked to her since then. So I wouldn't even know.
hey, but at the end
But
of
it
the
didn't
day,
stop a thing.
at all.
You know what? It made me better. And I don't even think about those 100 pair that I lost. Some were irreplaceable, and some I was able to get back.
Nice.
But I got to choose 50, and he chose 50 because she didn't know about shoes. He chose 50, so he tried to get my good stuff.
That's crazy.
Because
And
he knew my collection, because he was my boy.
right,
He had
exactly.
been to my house numerous times. We was, you know, when you're
They
on
be
the
the ones
force,
closest to
your
you
partner is
sometimes.
closer to you than your family.
Yeah,
You
that's
gotta
facts.
trust each other with your life.
Yes, we work together every single day. And man, it hurt.
No,
It hurt, but
man.
it didn't. I wasn't gonna let it break me down. Like
No,
that.
facts. And I know, like, since that incident, man, I know you've been real iffy on how you move with your shoes because it was another incident.
Oh,
Dealing with dealing with shoes, y'all really got to be careful because it's real weird with it because you were having your shoes shipped.
my mom got sick, and I moved back to Michigan. I had a moving company,
Ah,
but I put on the box like a dummy, Jordan shoes. Those boxes didn't make it. All my originals.
And it's just like,
were you able to replace those?
Some of them. But most of them were just, I was able to replace them with retros. of the
oh,
originals.
right.
Okay.
Yep.
And it's
So-
like, ever since then, I know I've seen somewhere you like, no, I
move
will be
mine.
at the airport for another hour to
Yeah.
unload every single bag. I'm paying for every bag that comes through
Okay.
here.
Yes.
And like, I know you've been on that road ever since because it's like, I know
They
you
travel
travel
with
a lot.
me.
Yes,
With me. Up in the bin. With me, not underneath the plane. No.
I hear that.
not
Yeah,
having
it's you know, you get real picky about who you let handle your shoes. Now, I went to a show for NBA 2K
Nice.
out in LA last year, out to Blue. Shout out to the Scholar 23, it's a friend of mine in Canada.
Okay.
He recommended me, and I was able to take my 1 through 23 collection.
Nice.
And they had it in this lit up case, and
Super dope.
I met all kind of people out there, all kind of stars and everything that I took pictures with. And Devin Booker was out there with the Phoenix Suns. It was a lot of people out there. But I told them, I need you to ship my shoes overnight. So they shipped them there overnight. So I was there to see them when they got there, and they shipped them back. And I was home when they arrived. They took care of them A1. They understood where I was coming from.
Facts.
I know my fiance's had his own little run in where he lost about 25, 30 pairs of shoes.
About 30. Like right now, I got a lot of pair of shoes now, but I would have had way more. But probably 2020, March of 2020. Yeah, I was staying like I was living in Inkster. I know you're familiar.
Yep.
And I moved to Highland Park for a small stint because I was going through something. So I just moved, and that was a quick place. I moved to Highland Park. Only house on the block. No other house on the block. I rarely was there. All my collection since I started, from my low bread 11s, all type of shit. So I get a call from my landlord, and she like, I think you ought to come home. I think you should come home. So I get there, and I'm just preparing for the worst. I'm preparing for more I was okay because all my shoes were gone. They didn't touch really a lot of other stuff. So I was like, I'm anticipating my whole house messed up. I'm anticipating. So I get there. Everything was good. They went through a few things and grabbed a few other things, but 30 pairs of shoes. 30 pairs of shoes. Boom.
Did they take the boxes? Or they
No, they ain't take
the
boxes. That would have been too much. They like dumped them in
a bag.
Like a bag.
Yeah.
I think they used a blanket or some shit like that. And they just doop, doop, doop. TV, I had a 65-inch gone. Like it was so crazy, but at the end of the day, the way I thought about that is I ain't never been this way, the way I am today. When I was younger, I did a lot of mischievous things. I hurt a lot of people as far as like not physically, but I've hurt a lot of people just being young and stupid, you know what I'm saying? And I've put people in that same predicament, like coming home and their house messed up, or coming outside and their car broken into, or so I looked at that. It is my karma just came back, and I never was mad. Not one time. I didn't weep. I was just like, whatever. Yeah. Whatever, and I just took it. I'm like, and the thing was, during that time frame, the individual I was talking to at the time, I had 10 pairs of shoes at their house. So I still had 10 pairs of shoes, but I just had 10 at their house, so I was able to still be all right and rebuild. But it was crazy though. But you know what I'm saying? That's just a lesson on karma, y'all. If you do something, it will come back. Yeah, it will come back. So it was just, like I say, I was just real mischievous as a young boy, and that was just something that came back. And you know, it is what it is. You know, I put people in that same feeling of being personally. In their personal value, I did it all, but it's not a good thing, and I know how it feels. So when it happened to me, it was like, damn.
I'm gonna take this one on the chin.
I took it on the chin, but but anyway, we can jump back to Jumpman Bostic. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know you were talking about you were with the PD, and it was an incident that happened with you. Where it was quite serious, and you were almost lost your life basically. But something happened with your leg during the incident. Yes. I mean, if you want to touch on that, you can. You don't have to. But I just just
to elaborate on your previous comment.
Well, I worked with a unit to look for the Detroit's Most Wanted, and our unit was real close knit. So we were driving down the street, and this car came flying up the street. Because we saw the individual we was looking for. I think he's on the phone and called them and said the boys is on us or whatever they said. So they T-boned us.
Oh, wow.
I'm driving. So we 4 deep. They brought the big 4 back, from the old days of Detroit. Knocked us into a tree. The engine came through and shattered my kneecap.
Oh, my goodness.
So they had to pry me out with the jaws of life and all that. My wrist was broken. And it was just flapping. I was knocked out. My partners couldn't get me out, so they had to call. And just before the car caught on fire and all that. So they got me out and took me to the hospital. And they said, well, I was only 39. They said, you're too young for a knee replacement, but we got to do it.
That's
they said, you risking infection, but we have to do it. So it got infected. And they almost had to amputate it, to make a long story short. I was in the hospital for 6 months. They got the infection out with this thing called a wound vac. It's like a vacuum cleaner. And it just sucks out all the infection.
Nice, okay.
So once that was out, they were able to close it up with skin from my thigh. I'm going to tell you, that skin graft hurt worse than the surgery.
I heard the skin graft.
Yeah. Didn't your father go through that as well?
My father had skin graft over his whole body.
Oh, my
He came back wrapped like a mummy. So I'm like, am I replaying my father?
Wow.
My father saved people. He was in a foxhole that got hit by a missile in Germany.
Wow.
He saved everybody. And that's how he got the Purple Heart and the Bronze Star. He helped drag people out of the foxhole and get them to safety. And he was able to crawl out because he couldn't walk. His body was burnt on 90% of his body.
Wow. From going in and saving him.
Yep. And, he was in his 80s, and there was a time when I had to take care of him, and I was, I had to give him baths, and I was just, Dad, man, how did you do it? How did you have that? I wanted to come home because I wanted a family.
Yeah.
So I cherish my kids. I cherish my life.
Yeah.
Because without him, there would be no me.
Facts.
And my mom was here waiting on him to come back, and she nursed him back to health. And my parents were married 50 plus years. You know, and
That's beautiful.
It's all just so deep when I think about the things I've been through and how I persevered through a lot of things. You know, and I'm thankful for my parents and how they raised me and my siblings. You know,
Right.
They taught me how to cook, clean, wash, iron, everything on my own. For when I left to go to college, I was 3,000 miles away from home. You come wash my clothes. No, I'd already known how to do that. You know, so I was thankful for all those lessons that they taught me, and those are the things my wife and I have taught our kids. Right. You know, so it's just it's
because I think you the youngest of 4.
6.
Is it 6? Okay,
it's
youngest
6.
of
3
6.
girls and then 3 boys. But the crazy thing is, I wasn't really close to my sisters because our age difference.
Okay.
They were already.
They were were they the oldest? The 3 girls was the oldest.
It was 3 girls and then the 3 boys.
Then the 3 boys.
Oh, okay.
And then
That's interesting.
My middle brother played professional football with the Houston Oilers.
Right. That's the one
And
that played for Michigan.
Yep. Keith Bostic.
Yep.
So he was, you know, he did a lot for me while I was in college. Bought me my first car. Bought me a moped first. He said you got to earn the car. So he bought me a moped first. Then he bought me a car. So
nice.
You know, love my brother.
Shout out, big bro.
Yes.
Shout out, big bro.
And recently he got accepted as a high school All-American at Ann Arbor Pioneer, and he's in the Hall of Fame.
Wow, because that's your high school, right?
Yep, up in Ann Arbor. So he's coming back in October for that. So shout out to him for that.
Nice.
Definitely gonna be there to support him for that too. So.
Man, like during this journey of collecting your shoes, man, like what's a story that just stands out to you, just in this sneaker community? What's something that you could think back like I cannot believe that happened? What the hell was going on? Like,
just some of the hate from people who I trusted, you know, with truths, you know, even some of the things that we're speaking about here, which I'm open about now, but then I'd be like, this between us, and somebody get mad at you because this person got mad at me one time because I wouldn't shout him out or tell people who he was at a sneaker event. Like he wanted to he wanted to get followers from me.
Oh, he trying to got you.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, I never asked Fat Joe to shout me out. I never.
What was he doing for you to receive a shout out?
I'm thinking he was just at the event.
Right. It's like, that's what I'm saying. It's like if y'all don't have an agreement or something.
I knew him, but
that's strange.
I guess he expected you to just automatically do it. Like,
yes.
You know, we chilling. Hey, do this.
It's not like y'all had a
but
partnership.
Just like
something.
You being a former officer, you know people motives. You can read people a little bit better.
And that's what I felt.
Person.
Another one of my buddies was like, he want to come to your house. I'm like, nah, I don't let everybody come to my house. And I eventually let this person come to my house. And then they were trying to talk bad about my house to some other people.
What?
Wow.
You know, we had some furniture that needed to be replaced. But I was on some other things then.
Right.
The furniture got replaced. But it was just, you know, you just got to be careful who you let in your circle because everybody doesn't deserve to be
100%. Oh, we learning that too, Bostic.
Yeah,
we learning that too.
And it's funny how when everything is good, they pretend like everything is cool with you. Then the minute you don't do something that they want,
or some don't go their way.
Oh, I know something about him. You know, and I'm like, I'm not even gonna go back and forth with this person. I didn't even entertain it. I just let them run with it.
Oh my God!
You know, and people who know me in the community say, "Oh, some of us already knew that. You ain't saying nothing that we don't know." You know, so they said, "Oh, this person just trying to capitalize off you."
No, 100%, because they know how you are and they know how the community love you. So it's just like, and I bet you after that day, You probably rarely talk to him after that day.
Right. And those are the people that want to come back and try to be cool with you. But it'll never, ever be the same.
Yeah, you ruin that.
All it takes is that one time
for you to be weird.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Like,
you different. Okay.
I look at an adult. If you an adult, I'm gonna look at you like, okay, if you did this, come on, though, you know better. You know better.
Yeah.
I can't deal with that.
But then too, when it goes like that, you can tell when a person is sincerely sorry for something, or if something wasn't done and with bad intention. Because people go through things, right? We get that. But when we consciously be weird and people like us that can point these things out, that have discernment, and we feel it in our spirit, like, yo, you're being weird, you got motives. Anything you do after that is going to seem like it's not genuine.
At all.
Every single thing you do is going to feel very fake after that. Yeah. It is just truly difficult for you to redeem yourself.
Even when you try to, I can help you get this shoe. No, I'm good.
I don't even want your help.
Because if
they gonna hold that over your head.
If I allow you to do that, I helped him get this shoe. He wouldn't be able to get this.
We already know how you get down.
So things are never be the same once you go a certain route like that. But like you said, the sneaker community knows me. They know I've helped people get hundreds of shoes. And they trusted and sent me money through Zelle, PayPal, whatever. And I've always delivered their shoes. I'm like, it's coming, signature confirmation, United States Postal Service, UPS, FedEx, whatever. You got to sign for them. That's the agreement that we've always had. And I love helping people be able to get shoes for retail.
Yes,
that's a blessing.
Preach.
I go down to the Nike store, like when they had the Cherry 11s. Recently, they had the Cherry 11s at the Nike community store downtown.
Right.
I helped 6 people get them. Retail. They said, do you want me to shout you? No, you ain't got to do nothing like that. If you want to, that's cool, but you don't have to.
Right.
But your blessings, they come.
That's why I get so much in return. I've been getting some shoes from Jordan Brand recently. They've been sending me some stuff.
Right.
They sent me the Travis Scott 6s, the wheat ones,
That's
and
really cool.
Nice.
J Balvin 2s.
Damn, they love you.
Yeah, they
love you.
They've been sending me some stuff, and then my guy Ro Spit.
Shout out Ro Spit. He gonna be on the podcast on the 30th.
Let me tell you, tell him thank you. And he knows what that's going to mean. Because he introduced me to somebody from the brand.
Hey.
Very dope.
And he didn't have to. He didn't have to. I went to pick up my 2 lows from his store for mine and some pairs for some other people. I went and picked them up. He said, hold on, man. Hold on. I got to introduce you to this person. And I was just thankful for him doing that. Whether anything came out of it or not, I was just thankful that he even thought that much of me to introduce me to somebody like that. That's the blessings that I take, and those are the people that I gravitate towards, that I know have genuine intentions.
That move like you.
Yes.
That move like you.
Yeah, shout out Ro Spit, man. He'll be here on the pod in 2 weeks.
That is my guy.
And I'm going to bring this up to him.
Oh, no, we definitely will have to.
Definitely bring this up to him.
But we talk about this all the time. You know, we understand really in any industry there's always going to be some level of competitiveness. Like
yes.
We get that.
Yeah.
But overall, we believe that collaboration over competition should always be the mission. Like, that is where the win at. You get so much further in life just showing love.
Right.
And if, you know, you should be cautious but still show love. And at the end of the day, if somebody decides to burn that bridge to the ground, they just stuck with nowhere to cross. You can keep moving.
Facts.
Yeah, and you know what hurts a person more? Ignoring them.
Oh yes, I love it.
Than responding to them.
Kill them with kindness.
When I was a youngster and I used to, you used to go at people, like you said, I used to go at people and try to get under their skin,
right?
And I didn't get no response out of them. I sit back like, I'm dumb. This ain't paying me.
I'm
no
tired.
attention.
My head hurt. I did all this yelling.
So in my 30s, I finally realized that I ain't gonna say nothing to this person
at all.
You know, I ain't say nothing to my ex. She went ahead and did what she had to do. We went to court. They gave her all that. I got up and walked out. She probably looking like, this man, he ain't gonna say nothing. But they gonna tell the sheriff's department, oh, he got a gun. He the police. He ain't gonna get that stuff up. I told him, come on in here. You could take what it's
The
all
faster y'all
up.
get the
Come
stuff, the
get it.
faster this be past
Come
me. Get this. Let's get it. I'm trying to be over with this.
I was beyond that. I was beyond any type of disputes with people. I like building with people.
Right.
I like positivity. I don't like anything negative. I stay away from negative stuff.
Okay, protect your peace then, Jumpman Bostic.
It was an incident I want to ask you about. It was a certain network. I'm not even gonna name y'all, but it was a certain network that wanted to work with you, and you were under the impression that they were coming for another reason.
Oh my God, yeah. Man, look, man, that, and shout out to my oldest son who put me up on game. Mm-hmm. He did the research on this company and found that it's addictions, but they're trying to make a fool out of you. So they came to the house and they brought this light. What made him start thinking like, man, this is not. They're not trying to do anything positive with you, Dad. They trying to make it seem like you're in love with Michael Jordan, like you're infatuated
they tried to spin
with him.
Mm-hmm. They tried to spin it.
They gotta make it juicy and try to get people to
They brought in this life size Michael Jordan, talking about hugging and kissing and all that. And when they said that, I said, get out my house.
we ain't gonna name the network, but that was a little weird.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That was crazy.
Weird. Yeah.
That was crazy, man.
Very weird. Anything for views.
Yes. Now that was on me not doing my research on what they were about, but how they spent it to me and how the paperwork said
they sold it to you.
This is showing your addiction or love for sneakers and the Jordan brand collection of clothes. They had me show all this stuff, but then behind the editing, they was making it seem like I was just in love.
They was gonna do some weird.
It wasn't gonna be good. Mm-hmm. It was gonna make me look like I was just
a strange individual.
Yeah,
they like
super strange.
This guy, he loved Jordan. He kissing on the post.
Right.
What is he? What?
Right.
That's crazy. Like, man, listen, man.
I put them out that second, right after that. Yes, that was.
Say, did you get a rebuttal?
They were like, "Oh, we're sorry. This is just how the show is." I said, "No, that's you got the wrong person."
Say, I'm not looking for that type of publicity.
Because they showed this clips. My son put up this clips of this lady who had a bunch of newspapers, who had a bunch of little dinosaur dolls and all this, some past shows that they had done. I was like, "Oh no, y'all got to go. I got to get out of my house."
Jesus.
Yeah.
Speaking of your son, man, he is the motivation behind you creating your YouTube page, correct?
Yes.
Very good.
Like
I didn't know nothing about YouTube.
Right.
And might I say, there's been many nights that we've watched episodes because
and I'm gonna tell you this because I love you, Bostic. I would do your voice because your voice is so cool and calm. I grab my shoes like, now we got the Jordan 8s over here. Now these are the OGs. You know what I'm saying? If you look at the tongue. And it's like, I would just do that with her just to be funny because, like, you be so smooth and calm. Like, it feel like don't nothing shake your core, bro. Yeah. It's like you always the same. Like, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? And then I love that.
But get this. A lot of people don't like my videos because they say they're boring. I don't have all of
what they expect you to do.
The editing.
The editing.
I used to just, in the beginning, I used to just shoot the video
and
just one shot,
upload it. Yep.
Okay.
There was no editing. Now I do a little bit of editing.
Okay.
But I was never really good at editing. But most people, well, we want to see such and such's video because they got all of the shoes going, spinning and doing it up and all. And I just want to. I
think a lot of that is with the generation and level of attention.
You're here for the shoe, right? I'm just here to talk about the shoe. Forget me.
Right.
I'm just here for the shoe and my voice. That's it.
I think that's a big difference, though, too, just to piggyback off what you're saying. With a lot of these guys, I think it's more so selling themselves as an influencer.
Yes.
And that's not really your aim. Even though you are a shoe influencer, it's a natural title. It's not what you were aiming to do.
Correct. Now, Jordan Brand, before I met the guy that from Roe, they felt I was too old.
Oh.
How is a person too old to be
for shoes
an influencer? If Jordan,
I'm too old for the same guy who makes these shoes.
If So is he too old to still be wearing them
and making shoes
and making them? But those are the things that they tend to want to go with the younger generation. I still have things going on. I have some people with laces. Mm-hmm. My wife and my kids, they like to do lace swaps. So
I love lace swapping.
I'm dealing with a company with that. Original Roughneck makes the t-shirts and the socks.
Okay, shout out Original Roughneck.
So with all my 1,408 pair.
Come on, I was going to ask you if you had the exact number.
I keep a running total.
That's why I said almost 1,500. Like,
I know what I have and don't have. So people say, how do you keep from buying the same shoe over?
But when you're seeing it over and over and over, and you're wearing it, they
failing to realize you've been around these shoes for 30 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know what I have. I know what I don't have. Like, regardless, because people see that number, and the number is just overwhelming. Like, I can imagine.
Because the average person doesn't have that many.
Exactly.
But they think I have every Jordan I release. It wouldn't fit in my house if I did. But I just let people run with that thought. But most people who know me know I only buy what I like.
Exactly.
I don't buy every single release. I don't like every single
That's why
release.
they'll see you out here with some Jordan flip-flops, some Jordan boots. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just stuff that people don't realize is out here.
Even Fusions.
Mm-hmm.
I wear the Fusions.
Mm-hmm. I remember those Fusions, the Air Forces and the Jordans. Yes.
I just posted some on my Instagram just, to see people's reactions. Some good, some bad. But I'm always gonna wear what I like. I don't care what.
You're not influenced by others.
No, never have been. Or I wouldn't have bought them.
Right.
Now in 2006 is when the hype beast took over. Like around the time.
And that was the same time you hurt yourself too. That was the same year, I believe.
Yep. 2005 was my last year on the force, but I've never let anybody dictate what shoes I was going to buy, whether it's team shoes or number shoes. The team shoes are looked at as the poor man's Jordan.
Yeah, everybody like,
people used to
those not
people.
retros. Like,
I know so many kids that refused to wear them back then because they were being teased because they weren't the number. Oh, you can't afford the number Jordans. So you got to wear the team Jordan. What about me just liking these?
I just think these sweet. They go with my outfit.
Right, exactly. Like, it don't matter what I got on. Are you wearing them? Are they in your house?
But then it also shows like that whole hive mind with that as well, because it's like because me personally, he really got me into Jordans. I like ones. I like the sneaker vibe. Yeah. I think they're comfortable.
One crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I like fours too, but I like ones.
Okay.
And what I noticed is I've seen some pairs that I thought were ugly. But I noticed people were only buying them because that's just what... Like, I'm not a big Jordan head. I can't remember the number, but the ones that look like they came in a briefcase, I thought them were...
17.
I thought they were ugly.
17.
And everybody was going crazy over it. And I'm like, those are so ugly. Why do y'all like them? I was teasing people for not having them. And I'm like, those are ugly, y'all. I'm sorry.
$200 with a briefcase.
Yep.
And now they'll release those same shoes for more than $200
without
the briefcase.
And everybody.
Oh, you want the briefcase? $450.
And that's like, for me. That was the part I never got. Like, I understand if you genuinely like the little ugly shoe, go for it. It's not for me.
Man,
but people they go off what everybody else likes.
And I go the opposite. Mm-hmm. I go with what I like. I don't say I don't like a shoe because other people like it. If I don't like it, I don't like it. If I like it,
then you like it.
Right. Exactly. And I've been a Jordan fan since I can remember. I'll be 35 this year, and like I could tell you my very first pair I got, and my very first pair that I bought with my own money. As a kid, I was in elementary school, and it was the show Homeboys in Outer Space. Back in the days. Come on, UPN. And the commercial came on, and Flex, he was in the show. On the commercial, he had the Cherry 12.
Flex Wheeler?
Flex, the actor Flex.
Yeah.
Yes. Flex Alexander.
I'm sorry.
Yes, Flex Alexander. Mm-hmm. And he was in this show, and he was on the commercial, and, they doing little stuff. He had the Cherry 12s on. I looked at that. I said, "Ma, those. Them the one I couldn't name them. I didn't know. I just know they was Jordans. I said, the ones that look like that, Ma, please, I really, really, really want those shoes. I begged her. Came home from school one day. She was so nonchalant, like, I got them shoes you was talking about. right on the side of the couch. I opened that box. It was like, oh.
Yeah.
And like being in 4th grade, I think I was in 4th or 5th grade. I wore them to school. You couldn't tell me nothing about my Cherry 12s. There you go. You couldn't tell me nothing, man. So that was my first pair. My first pair that I actually bought was came from my first summer job, my 9th grade, going into 10th grade, and me and my homeboy Melvin, shout out Mel, and we woke up like we both got paid that day, and he looked like, damn, ain't there some Jordans that came out today? Nah, this like 05. So it was way easier. We like, I don't know, let's go ride up to Miss Allen's. Went up to Miss Allen's. My spot. Yes. And was able to purchase my first pair of my own money was the Olympic 7s. Woo. The Olympic 7s. And I haven't been able to recop. I plan on recopping. But, that shoe, it means so much for the culture of basketball, too. And I didn't know it at the time, but over the years when I learned about that shoe and, like, what he did in it and, all this other stuff, it was like, damn, I got to get that shoe again. Great, you know what I'm saying? And ever since then, hundreds of pairs. I just, there, over here, you know what I'm saying? But, I love Jordans, and I'm so glad I was able to get you on here. It's the craziest shit ever, man.
You're his shoe hero,
man. I swear. And then you from here, it's like that would really hit. Like he really live here. He right here.
It was crazy seeing each other,
bro. Like, I gotta tell the story. I gotta tell the story
because he talked about you a lot. So for him to come home and tell me he saw you, I thought that was freaky too.
Listen,
that was weird.
I've been a fan of Jumpman. I will probably say since, because me and Tommy for about 15, 16. I've been a fan since Jumpman. So, 2016, my homeboy Tommy, rest in peace. He was our very first episode on the podcast. So, rest in peace to my brother. He went to the Villa in Ann Arbor, and he went and entered a raffle, and he won a giant Nike shoe box where you could put 30 pairs of shoes in there. And Jumpman was there, and Jumpman presented it, and he was there for the thing. Yeah. But he didn't get in the picture when they took the picture, but he was there. And I remember just us seeing that, and he came back like, oh man, Jumpman Bostic was there too, bro. Oh, like, and we was just hyped. And then I'm like, dawg, that's crazy. You met him, bro. And then like just over the years, since then, I'm looking at your videos, I'm looking at your progression, I'm looking at the quality, how your quality just stepping this game up over the years and over the time. And it was just crazy. So me and Jumpman, we not gonna get into details, but we are in the same type of field of work. I put it like that. And I was getting ready to start, and we end up going literally. We pulled our trucks up damn near at the same time,
same house
for the same house.
That's so crazy.
And this, I didn't even start what I was about. This is my first thing I did for the day. I didn't do nothing else. This is my first.
I don't even think you gave me this much detail. This is interesting.
Pull up. I see you get out first, and of course I know who you are. So I'm like, dog, I'm in the truck like, oh my God. I sat back like, is this really who I think it is? So I got out, I scanned what I need to scan, I got out. And then you dropped your thing. I came up to you like, man, Jumpman, bro, it's a pleasure. And then you seen me, we shake hands. And I told him at that time, like, bro, it was God that did this, man.
Yeah,
it was
sure
fate that did this. Cause
pulling at the same time, that's crazy.
Oh my God, because before I met you, then one of another person we had on the podcast, Miles Caffey.
Shout out Miles.
Shout out Miles Caffey. Seeing that he had you on his podcast, and he was in the basement, and then when I seen you that day, I'm like, bro, it was only God. It was only God. And I'm gonna tell you another detail, and then we can get to the next. I take a 30-minute lunch every day. I always take my 30-minute lunch before I start my route. I left 4 minutes later than I usually do, taking my break. So versus the 30 minutes, I left 34 minutes. If I would have left 30 minutes, I wouldn't have
missed each other. See?
I wouldn't have seen you. And like I was timing it because I always make sure, because my job, I don't want them to be looking like, you. So 30 minutes is 30 minutes, and I was a few more minutes later. I'm like, damn, hurry up. But like I say, man, I'm so greatly
it was supposed to happen because you definitely was like, when we got started, we were like, well, who are some people we want to talk to? We've been doing this for a little over a year and a half, and we both had a list of people that at some point we wanted to get on the show. So he's definitely
you were part of the first 10 people that we wanted before we even shot the episode, I wrote down people that I was gonna reach out to, but like I say, I didn't reach out to you. I think you was on the list, but our first few that I booked, I'm like, okay, I'll get to the rest of the list eventually. And then in the midst, I seen you was on Miles stuff.
Well, Miles,
Right,
quick
right.
story with him. I coached a team that plays his team. We beat everybody but them.
Shout out,
2 years in a row.
Shout out Miles,
2
man.
years in
He
a
love his
row.
boys. He love his boys, man.
Facts.
he's
He definitely
a hell
does.
of a coach, hell of a person, and he always
Indeed.
gave me my props because we always played them down to the wire.
That's great.
And we just connected as friends, as brothers, as coaches,
That's super dope.
as mentors to kids. And we just stayed in touch. And he said, man, I got this podcast. You want to come on? You want to talk
And
about
it's a very dope
And
podcast, bro.
Yes,
it
Very
is.
dope podcast.
It is.
I most definitely watched it. The first time around, I watched it. And then, of course, I do my homework on the guest. I watched it again. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, let me see what they were talking about in the basement of Jay's.
Well, I know Miles from a different perspective. Like, we went to school together, you know,
Okay.
middle, high school. So I know him on a different level. And for me, it was important to get him on the podcast because I seen what he was doing just as an
Right.
educator, how
Yes.
active he was with his kids,
Yes.
being a part of a fraternity. Like,
Right,
I just
Michigan
seen...
made. He got an event.
I just seen all the positive things that he was involved in, and I'm like, no, we definitely need him to come on because this is what the type of content we want to put out in our community.
Very positive person. And I took some of his coaching style
Ah,
Come
and added
on,
it to mine.
Hey.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
for sure.
'Cause that was the
See, you
summer
probably
league.
even know that, Miles. See?
That was a summer league extra league that we got our boys in just so they can get experience with more seasoned
Okay.
Got you.
talent
Got you.
from other cities in Michigan.
Okay.
And so we could never beat them. Never beat them. He ran a great program.
That's real, man. See, and I never knew the backstory, but it's good.
That's
to
how
know.
we met. Yep.
It was
That's
through
dope.
He
basketball.
found out I was into sneakers, and we talked about sneakers. He looked at me and he said, "Oh man, no, we got to talk." Man.
Yeah, he
now-
love his phones.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's a phone head.
He love his phones,
He's a
boy.
phone- Now I have a few now.
Yeah.
I have a few phones. I have some Shaqs. I have the Adidas top 10 that we wore in
I love top
college.
tens.
Nice.
So I branched out a little bit, but I'm 99.7 Jordan.
Point seven.
My favorite pair of shoes that you have in your collection is got to be yours. The baby blue and white threes
Yeah.
with your personal
my logo.
logo from college on the back of the Jordan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how did that come about? Like, how did that shoe, you know what I'm saying, get thought about?
It was an idea that I had to create my own logo. And it was this guy who did back tabs. And he said, I can put that logo on there if you want.
Nice.
And then another guy painted the shoe. So he did the two logos. He did the Nike logo
Okay.
on the back, and then he did my Jumpman, my Duncan logo on the other, which was my Jumpman.
The Bostic.
And that was a dunk that he did, that Jordan did, that sideways
Nice.
dunk. So
Yeah, I seen the actual news
and I
clipping
had-
of it as well,
and I
too.
had my wristband up on my
Yep.
upper forearm, so I was patterning my game after him in college. So this was '85 after he had left, and he was with the Bulls by then. So,
Right.
yeah, those were a must, you know. And then I knew on the fours you could put your own tabs on there, but those were in my college colors, which were like the baby blue, which is kind of like UNC there, Carolina.
Yeah, that's what I was
blue
about to
and
say.
stuff.
They
So
kinda like,
our
yep.
college colors were similar.
Okay. Man, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. But, you know, on to positive things. I know you mentioned some stuff earlier, but your wife, y'all been happily married for 17 years, I believe. That's
Yes.
the year.
Yep.
Okay.
Y'all got 2 kids, and I think you have an older child.
Yes, I have a older daughter.
Yes.
High school.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes. And I know they probably see you, and they be like, Dad, hey, I want those.
Well, see, my daughter, we have some shoes alike. She likes the ones like you. So we have some ones that, like, my son is a LeBron head.
Oh, got you.
So he has about 30 LeBrons. And in his mind, LeBron is better than Mike.
Oh,
so
man.
Here
we go with that right there, man.
House divided.
We go with that every day. But then he's a size 12 now. He's 17 now.
Oh,
he's
wow.
A size 12. So
he can be right where you at in another 2 years.
Downstairs looking around. So what you down here? But you a LeBron
window
head.
shopping.
Right, exactly.
So
I'm just getting ready in about next year or something. I'm gonna probably be coming down here. You know what I'm
by
saying?
September, I think he's gonna be 13.
He said by September. I don't know about next year.
And people have asked me, when he's your size, are you gonna let him wear your shoes? Of course.
Yeah,
they're shoes.
Exactly.
Yeah, he can wear whatever he wants.
It's so funny how the collectors or people will ask you those things. You're like, they're just shoes. You know, we collect them. I wear them, and everybody's like putting them in these special cases and never touching them. And
I can't do it.
There's only one pair that's in a case like that. And the only reason why they're in that case is because I have 2 pair. And I want
the Jordan ones.
14.
Oh, the 14.
The 14.
Yeah.
Now, I
That
keep
makes
my
sense.
shoes in drop front containers. And a crazy story about that, the container store reached out to me.
that's so dope.
They sent 2 tractor trailers
Nice.
to Michigan. Full of, they gave me
I know that was
1,100 of them.
Wow.
Gave them to me. Because at first, it took me 3 years to decide to do this. To go from the boxes to the drop fronts.
Right.
Because I love my boxes. The only way I did that, my son again, my oldest son, he figured out a way to make labels. And with the paper, you put it in, you peel, and you stick the labels on the drop fronts. That's the only reason why I switched.
It makes it easier to find what you're looking
Now,
for.
my wife got mad at me. I like to change. And it was her idea to first I put sneaker pictures.
Yes, on the actual boxes. Right.
That was her
Polaroids.
idea. Yep, because I went looking for a shoe and I was looking for a specific color, and she was pissed. She was like, I'm sitting here waiting for you to find a pair of shoes. Are you serious?
Like, I'm ready to go.
Why don't you just put pictures on the boxes? Ding! So I just started taking pictures, and then a guy started creating labels.
Nice.
So I started buying them from him before I switched over to
nice.
the drop fronts. But then I went to the drop fronts. You don't really need the labels. You see what you want to put.
Exactly.
On.
You just put the size tag. And
I still do it because the boxes.
Yeah.
I get you. I wanted to still.
It's a psychological thing there,
yes.
so I get that.
So people ask what I did with the boxes.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that.
yes,
I kept one of every model, every style, every year. That boxes change styles. There's usually every couple years they would change. And the special boxes, the PE boxes, the collab boxes, I keep all of those.
Right.
And I just got rid of the rest of them because they were all just the same boxes.
That's true.
That makes sense.
So
that's true.
But I have about 100 of them.
100 boxes.
100 boxes.
That's not bad. That's like a perfect amount for each pair.
And then I can show the different years that the boxes released, you know, and they can put together, you know, maybe 4 shoes per year came out and they still had that same box.
Nice.
You know what I mean? Instead of having 4 of the same boxes, I just kept one of each.
Okay, man. It's most definitely been a blast, man, having you on here. You know what I'm saying? Again, you wanna, tell the people, man, anything coming up that they can look out for, where to find you, all that good jazz.
They can just find me anywhere on social media as Jumpman Bostic.
Yeah. You put that in on anything.
It's not hard to find.
Or Mark Bostic on Facebook, since they make us put our government name.
Yes.
You know, but TikTok, Jumpman Bostic. I recently got on, was that Threads?
Yeah, I've seen that. I haven't downloaded it yet, but I've heard a lot of people.
It's taking over for Twitter, basically.
Okay, because I
but it's
have
from
Twitter, but
Mark
I could never
Zuckerberg too,
get
so
into
it's kind of
Twitter.
like
I could never get into Twitter.
Yeah,
I
saying
tried.
Twitter is fading out.
Yeah.
And this is taking over for Twitter. So
Interesting.
This is what a lot of people are going to now. I really don't do sneaker events as far as displaying anymore, because people expect you to do it for free. And
like that's work
to box up all these shoes, go on display, stand up for 8 to 10 hours. When I was doing it, I was just basing it on the gas that to and from, because I drove my shoes. I ain't
facts.
Yeah.
and the display time and things of that nature. So it was roughly between $600 to $900. Never made more than $1,000 doing it. Most people think or want to say I made more than $1,000. I've never made more than $1,000 at a show.
Okay.
Where I know people nowadays make way more than that, and they haven't been in the game longer than I have, or it's mainly people who want to consider themselves influencers, people who want to be famous.
That's not genuine fans. If I feel like that, I feel like genuine Jordan fans and gym shoe fans will move a lot different. When people just about the profit, they move a lot different than how you would, because you like, no, I'm genuinely here for this.
But those people that I'm willing to bet, the people that are more focused on that part of it are also the people that are more focused on being like influencers.
Yes, and they're in it to get something out of it. It was a time I would go and display just for the love of it, just to meet people. Then other people came to me, like Mayor. I don't know if you know.
Yeah, shout out to Mayor.
Mayor, I met Mayor in Dallas.
For sure.
In Dallas, Texas, at an event. He was like, look, he know me by my government. He said, Mark, look, you can make money doing this. People should be paying for you to come and look at what you're showcasing.
All right, man, you legendary, man.
And then after that, I started getting paid.
And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just when people get to gouging.
Yeah. Now see, and my son, once again, who started me on the YouTube page, he's into business. He was my agent or my manager.
Wonderful.
Because I would do events for $200-$300. He said, Dad, that's gas. You got
especially if you're driving out of state.
$600 or $700.
Yeah.
So
especially
I let
like
him handle the financial part.
The gems that you bring in though is like, oh no, these shoes worth more than the $200-$300 alone, and I'm bringing them out my house to show y'all. So,
liability.
And your son, he's smart. He's a smart man. Yeah. So I'm saying, I already know.
He's the one that got the financial part of it going and worked some deals. I was with Rejuvenator, a sneaker cleaning company.
Yes.
I still use their product to this day. They decided they wanted to go with influencers, people who have more following than me on social media, but not more influence.
Yeah.
Really influences or respect.
Yeah.
Like I had. And people like, oh, he just doing this for the money, but I was using their product before they even signed me. That's why they signed me, because I used their product.
Right.
I was buying their product from them. So eventually they started paying me, but then eventually they started going to other people who were more popular on social media. So,
and then too, what a lot of people also have to realize, just because a person has a lot of followers, that doesn't mean that they have influence. That doesn't mean if they go something. We see this countless times again, especially with these meet and greets, where there'll be influencers there and there'll be nobody there to see them. So it's like a lot of times people can have a bunch of followers. That just means people want to look at you. That don't mean you can actually get them to buy.
Right.
So that's something we got to remember too. Will that convert into dollars and cents for a company just because they have a lot of followers?
But my ultimate goal, leading back to what you said, is the museum.
I see that.
Now I had Mayor, this guy had a perfect pair.
Yes.
Out in California.
Yes.
Heavyweights. 2J's out in Vegas. They're thinking, but I would have to move it to Vegas, LA, Miami, somewhere where it's touristy.
Facts.
I can relocate and I can retire because I want to be there every day to tell people what's in there.
Yeah, facts.
To show people.
You want to get a tour?
This my stuff. Like I want to. I got stories behind this, and I think it'll attract.
Your tours is you want to.
You can get individual tours if you want to. I got the flight suits. Drake started making flight suits 2 years ago. I had the flight suits back when they originated in the 90s. The bomber jackets, the varsity jackets, the jeans, shorts, everything. I want people to see some of the stuff that Jordan Brand used to do that they don't do anymore, that I've been lucky to keep. Wheaties boxes with the cereal still in them.
Yeah.
Never opened them. I've been offered $10,000 per box.
Nice, that's wild.
And I have 19 of them right now.
Yep. He got Gatorade.
So Gatorade never opened. The glass bottle.
All type of just the
I don't know what made
memorabilia
me keep
king.
I
But
really
you kept
don't.
it.
But I kept it. When I moved, those things made it back because I didn't put their names on the box. Like I pushed Jordan shoes on there. I don't know what I was thinking.
You was trying to do that for you.
Yeah,
Right.
I was trying to just remember what was
Because that's
in
what
each box.
typically people do. Kitchen things.
Yeah, yes.
My bedroom.
And I had all.
So it's
yeah.
just like, okay,
Yeah.
this is for me. But to them, they like, oh, that's what, oh, shit. You know what I'm saying? But no, it's like, that's what people do. So it wasn't like super far-fetched that you did that, but you learn from it and you know, like, okay, I get it.
And there wasn't no tracking system like it is now. They give you a printout of everything and you mark it off.
Yeah.
They just, okay, you got 32 boxes and 29 of them made it. Where the other ones at?
Mm-hmm.
You know? So it was just a lesson learned. A hard lesson learned because those were the OGs and those were, I just imagine if I had all of those now. But just like losing the other 100 pair, you know, things happen, you learn from it, and you just become more defensive and
Yeah.
and
You just more grounded
aware.
on you more grounded on stuff now. Like, oh no, I'm super meticulous on my details to doing this. Like, no, how you coming? You about to do? Nope. You know what I'm saying? You make a show. So no, I totally get it, man. And,
I have a lot of people that want to come to
totally
my
get it.
house, and I'm just not comfortable with that. That's why I want to do the museum thing, and you can pay $50, whatever the entry fee would be to come in. You can stay as long.
You
as
got to get vetted before you come over here.
Yeah,
I mean, but
had
again,
the thoughts,
too,
what
you
I want.
also that's also your place where you rest your head and
Right, your
wife.
family there.
She don't want that.
You don't want to invite all kind of energy into your house. That's your safe space. That's where your peace should be.
Yes.
So
She
I
doesn't
get
like
that.
that. She doesn't like that. And I let a couple people in and it backfired. And she was like, I told you this person, my spirit told me, please listen to me from and now I listen to her from now on. I said, if you don't feel a person, just tell me. They can't step in this house.
Period.
But she said the museum, I love it, but outside the house. I'm like, that's what I want too.
That's real.
Because
But that'll be more, you'll be generating more for y'all anyway.
Yes.
It'll be more, because like right now, it's just more so like, you can make videos and show people, but if it's an actual museum, hey,
I mean,
it's admission.
And then that's a
it's
that's
this,
a, that's
it's,
a,
you know what I'm
that's a
saying?
income. So.
Yeah.
And I didn't think of the mobile thing. I could travel around, have a
You
little
can do a
mobile
mobile
thing,
museum.
and,
Yeah,
and have
facts.
them, you know, just rotate out the
Have a few security
shoes
guards
and-
just kind of
Rotate it out on a
standing by,
seasonal
just,
level.
you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No,
So
for sure.
That's something you can do.
Gut out a
well.
bus and just set up everything so they be in cases.
Yep,
You
a
know.
shoe bus.
Oh
yeah.
my goodness.
You could do that.
See,
But-
See, coming to the people of Detroit. I'm just saying.
oh no.
Now
we
look.
idea central.
So
over here.
listen, if you decide to do that, just make sure you invite us to come out to the unveiling.
No, we gonna talk to you. I'm gonna talk to y'all about this. This is gonna be something that we can work on.
Okay.
Okay.
'Cause
bet.
nobody else has mentioned no mobile. That's
Listen.
that's
Okay.
the
And you
first.
can take it on a tour.
Yes.
Facts.
And have 2 doors in and out.
All you gotta do is put gas in there
That's it.
and just crank it out. You
And-
set up your
and
events.
park it. Yep.
I pull up here the 17th. Have people make a flyer. Come
Look,
out.
how you some
Yeah.
food trucks pull up too.
Oh, my goodness.
Come
Get
on,
some
man.
vendors.
Get a DJ
Ooh.
out there. Listen,
See?
you know this is what we do.
Yeah, this is honestly for
And
real.
you know DJ Big Rob?
Big Rob. Name don't
From
sound
here,
familiar.
Robert Marks.
That sounds very familiar.
He worked at Foot Locker. For a
Nice.
long time.
Wait, light skin?
Kind of heavy set guy.
I know who that is.
Rob Marks.
Okay, okay.
He works at Villa now, I believe.
Okay.
Oh,
bet.
okay.
But he's a DJ.
Nice.
So he's a DJ.
So
But, I mean,
you putting it together already, like
we
Listen.
go.
no, we gonna
You know,
listen.
this
We
happens
We
when
gonna
people
touch
come
bases
here.
after
This
the day.
happens.
Like we really will, you know what I'm saying?
We can
help.
definitely help you curate some ideas.
No, 100%, 100%.
We gonna
But
talk.
we greatly appreciate you showing the pile of love and coming in and rocking with us, man. Jumpman Bostic.
No doubt, man.
It's been a pleasure, man, for
I
sure.
appreciate this. You know, I'm an open guy.
All day, very accessible. And everybody out there in YouTube world, we got the homie Jumpman Bostic in the building on the pod,
Shoe
aka the people of Detroit, Shoe King. Y'all better understand. You know what I'm saying? Detroit in the building. So in the meantime, in between time, y'all already know what it is. It's your boy, Sir LA.
And it's me, your girl, Dahlia.
And we greatly appreciate y'all for rocking with the pod, aka the people of Detroit. Yeah.
Stand up.
Shout out Jumpman Bostic in the building. Let's get it. Yes,
His and her.
I can't lie, I'm on the high when we splitting the pie. Ride or die, and I'ma slide, cause I'm riding for mine. Boo baby, she on the grind, ain't no stopping to shine. I'm Optimus Prime, the way I transform on the road.
Boo daddy, I'm smitten anytime you walk in the room. If you hide, then I'm tripping like I'm off of them shrooms. When you gone, I miss the vibe, trying to get back to you. Daydreaming, I'm the bride, and you dress as the groom.